When you lose a child or a loved one in general to tragic circumstances, there sort of is only an after. Everything before is before, and then the after is the after. So we've been living in the after for 10 years. My son, my namesake, my firstborn, great guy. Not a perfect person, but a great person. He didn't get to fulfill all of the promise of his life. He was taken from us before his 21st birthday.
It was October 2010. Police had just been called to a fight which had spilled out of a bar in Thornwood, New York. DJ Henry, a Pace University football player from Easton, Massachusetts, was behind the wheel of a car.
DJ, along with several teammates and friends, after homecoming, went out and he was waiting in a fire lane with other cars outside of a sports bar in Thornwood, New York. They were trying to clear the fire lane. He was asked to move his car. He pulled away, and then Aaron Hess, who at the time was a police officer for Pleasantville, entered the roadway almost immediately and started shooting at DJ's car, shot him through the windshield, climbed on the hood, and braced himself and shot through the window. There was another officer on the scene, Ronald Beckley, who was behind Hess in the roadway and shot at Aaron Hess in an attempt to try to save DJ's life. We still get no good answer about why Hess opened fire on DJ's car. He says he thought someone said, "Stop the car." For the life of me, I don't understand why you would stop the car by running in front of it and shooting at the driver. Hess has never, though, been indicted. He's never had to face any criminal consequence because he was let off. I hope they reopen the case. And frankly, I want a conviction. But, it's a means to an end. You have to open the case to get a conviction. So that's what we're really looking for. We want a conviction on the strength of the real evidence. He's had 10 years of living with this. I hope he's living with guilt. But now he's got to face a real jury with real evidence and an objective prosecution and deal with the consequences. We certainly have had to deal with the consequences of his actions for the last 10 years. Now he should too.
There is a letter addressed to Attorney General William Barr asking him to reopen the case and probe the wrongful death of DJ. There are celebrities who signed it. Were you and your family involved in that letter and its process at all?
No, we're not involved in lots of those efforts that are happening. We appreciate them all, however. There are people who are signing a petition. There are people who are calling and writing. The New York AG, the governor's office in New York, the new district attorney in New York. We appreciate all of the efforts. The letter is one. It's important, I think, because of the gravitas of the folks who signed it. But at the same time, I don't want to diminish the mom in Iowa who signed the petition because she believes it's the right thing to do. All of that's important.
Recently, police reform bills have been passed in Massachusetts in particular. On Tuesday, they said that they want to limit the use of tear gas and put a moratorium on facial recognition, as well as educate officers about racism and its effects on how they police the state. Do you think these kind of police reform bills are even enough for justice for these families?
People always ask me, are we doing enough? Enough would be bringing our children back. So I don't think there ever can be enough when you lose a child tragically to these circumstances. But I do think the rules need to be clear and people need to play fairly by them. We don't want people just to remember how he was murdered. We want them to remember how he lived. And we're trying to alight that a bit through the work of the DJ Henry Dream Fund, the foundation that we started 10 years ago. We're just expanding on his foundation to build his legacy through the work of that foundation. We have to hope that we're going to see Danny again, that we'll hug him and he and I will laugh again. We'll talk sports again, and maybe we'll watch a game one day in heaven. I don't know. I have to hope that we will, and that's part of why we're trying to make sure that we're doing all we can to hold his killer to account. And we hold that hope that we'll see him again.